Today I'm going to be cutting and polishing something called peanut wood. This is peanut wood. This one's already been cut into a slab. Same with that. Well, how much more? A few more. I don't know about that one. I don't know that that's peanut wood, but we'll see. Another suspect one. A big piece. A few more. I think that might just be petrified wood. But again, we'll see. Check out some of these little ones. I think that's good.
Hey, g'day. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Alright, so here is our peanut wood. Well, for the most part it's peanut wood. I expect there's probably some just petrified wood as well. We won't know until we cut it. But this bit here, this is typical of peanut wood. So petrified wood around the outside, and then these areas that, well, it's actually very interesting how they form. So 120 million years ago, approximately, give or take, a conifer, this would have been a conifer tree, basically, that then dies and gets washed down into the ocean. And in the ocean, these little clam larvae find the driftwood and start burrowing into it. I guess they feed off the fibers of the wood. Like I said, it's 120 million years ago, it was still wood. And then where they burrow through, you get these white deposits left behind. Now, whether that's, I guess that's something that's filled in after the animals have left, after they've done all their digging. And so that's how this peanut wood forms. So it's petrified wood with whatever that white stuff is that's been gouged out by clam larvae. So that's what we're going to be cutting up today. So like I say, some of these I don't know if they're the one I've had a cut already. I'm pretty sure that's peanut wood. That one I'm not don't know, but we'll just make it up as we go and see what we get at the end. I'm also going to be cutting up this. This is something that I found on a recent rock hunt. I have no idea what it is. I was just biding time and stumbled across this bluish grey rock with brown bits running through it. That's one piece. This is another piece I'll be cutting up, and they'll go into the, they seem about the same hardness. They're very, very hard as the peanut wood, so they'll all go in together. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll see how that turns out. No idea. It seems hard, but what does it polish, I don't know. We'll find out. here is the peanut wood. Oh, it's mainly peanut wood with some of the blue-grey rock that I cut up as well. For the most part it's peanut wood, maybe different varieties. So yeah, there's some like this, very different colour, I quite like it. So we'll see how that polishes up. This one here, weird sort of stripy one. And yeah, so this is your standard sort of peanut wood. That's what you expect to see. So yes, reasonably happy with how they've rounded up. And even these ones should be interesting to see how they polish. So that'll be the next stage. Alright, time to load up the peanut wood into the stage 1 barrels. Now, I doubt we're going to get all of these filled. Might only get 4, might get 4 and a big one, but we'll see. We can get a big one. I think what I might do is maybe 3 of these and 1 of those. Alright, now for fella, I've got some offcuts somewhere of peanut wood. It's here, and I'll use those to get in between the bigger ones. Oh, there's still some big pieces in there. That may turn out okay. All look good. Time for some grit. Alright, now the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons for each pound. So these are 3 pounders. They get 3. And the big one, we get 6. Alright, now some water, again till just below the level of the top rocks. That's good. Oh, that's much fun. Good. That is good. I'm using the dirty old water from some opalite I just rinsed out. That's fine. Actually, might even help. A little bit more grit in there. Do I want to tip some of him out? I think I will, just a bit. Yeah, I'm happier with that. Okay, now lids go on. And then they get their metal bits. And their washers. Washer for you. You get a washer. You get a washer. And you get a washer. And then these little nuts on top. You get it. No, I'm not going to do it. And then they each get a little shake of encouragement. Yay, come on, you can do it. And then they go in there. Tumblers for a spin for a week. Yay, come on. Good. Is this one still going? Yes, he is. The other ones, the empties, they will get chucked on. Actually, I don't know about that one, but this one will. Just as an empty one, so that this barrel doesn't end up sliding through to this end with the rubber against that. It's going to hit that with the metal. So they go metal each side, rubber in the middle. So yeah, an empty drum will go there to prevent that happening. Let's do it now. Yeah, so his job is to just make sure the other one stays up that end. So they're off and running. I'll turn this one on. Now this one has this little system here where it hooks on, so it can't go wandering. You'll see what I mean. Give him a bit of encouragement. And we missed it. Right. There. And why aren't you spinning? Come on. That's weird, I don't like it. Is the lid not on straight? Excuse me a minute, I need to investigate. Well, I put the empty barrel here and the full one here. It's kind of happy. Like I said in my video about changing motors, the QT66 seems very, what's the term? Temperamental? I think that'd be right to say. So yeah, I just start her up and I'll check on him in the morning, see what's going on. He seems happy enough now. But yeah, it just seems a bit odd that it does things like that sometimes. Alright, it's been about 9 days since the peanut wood started tumbling. I'm about to empty out the barrels and see what we have. This is what ends up happening with the rubber seals on the law tones is this little bit in the middle here gets a hole in it, and so you can see all that grit and slurry will carry on to the next stage unless you rinse them out properly, take this rubber off and give it a good wash. But one way you can get around it is to use bicycle puncture patches. So I've ended up doing most of my law tone seals with those. They'll last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever, depending on how often you use them. And they do the job fine. So I'll just keep doing that. Rightio, so let's empty out these barrels. Again, this is after stage 1 of peanut wood. Let's get our first look at what we're looking at. Bit rough, that one. I don't expect all of these will go through. Yeah, peanut wood's an odd rock in that it seems to be different hardnesses throughout. This one's come out really nice though. And this is that, I'm calling it blue quartz, but I don't know what it is, that I found on a recent rock hunt. It's come up good as well. Alright, so we'll give all these a rinse in fresh water, and then they'll go into stage 2 in the Vibe tumbler. Here we are, all rinsed off. And I've got to say I'm pretty happy with the way that this one's turned out. Some of the peanut wood's a bit average. Some of it's nice. So yeah, about to hit stage 2 in the Vibe tumbler. I'm sort of racing through this, but there are more detailed videos of the whole process. I'll add a link around here somewhere to that. Right, so start this one up. It'll get noisy. That's it. We'll let him run for 2 days, come back and change over to stage 3. It's been a little over 2 days. I've had these rocks rinsing for the last hour, just in some water. I will tip them out and see how they're progressing. I'll spare you the monotony of undoing the wing nut. Again, I've got this fine layer of broken up plastic on the surface here. I mentioned in my last video, the last tumbling video, that these little bits of plastic can get stuck into porous rocks. I don't think it's going to be an issue with the peanut wood, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. It never really goes away. Just keeps wearing away. I guess that's why the bowls wear down in the end. They just keep disintegrating into smaller pieces. So anyway, let's tip this out. Heavy. Give them a rinse, see what we've got. Yeah, they feel nice. I think they're progressing fairly well, for the most part. Alright, so these will now get a fresh water rinse and a scrub with the wife's toothbrush, and then back into the tumbler for stage 3. Alright, here is the peanut wood all washed and toothbrush scrubbed and ready to go into stage 3, which we'll be using this stuff here. 600 silicon carbide. So I'll turn it on, it'll get a bit noisy. And again, I have left the lid in the other room. All right, another 2 days and time to rinse these off and put them into final polish. Those lids get a bit cemented on. Oh, yep. Complain every time, it's so heavy. Let's see what we've got. That's about what we'd expect. Pretty happy with how they're turning out. So yeah, these will now get a rinse under the tap and a scrub with the toothbrush and onto the final stage. That's them. Time for the polishing stage, and as always I will be using 1 micron aluminium oxide. So I'll turn this fella on, it'll get noisy, and I'll add 2 and a bit tablespoons full. It's been about 3 days and I've just been rinsing out the peanut wood for the last couple of hours in water. They will now get a rinse and a toothbrush and then go back into here for a few hours in borax. Let go of it, you bastard. Give them a quick rinse, see what we got. Looking good. Alright, these have all been rinsed under fresh water and scrubbed with a toothbrush. And there's now water in here, covering the rocks. And we move on to stage 5 of the 4-stage process, and that is a rinse in borax. A lot of people don't bother with this, but our water up here in Yanship in Western Australia is very hard, and I think it's that reason that the rocks tend to get a film on them. So they'll get 2 tablespoons of borax. I will turn this on now, and it's going to get loud, so I won't bother talking over it. No, it's not that loud, it's got water in it. Now this is something new. The whole bowl is rotating, and that's because the thread where this wing nut tightens has stripped. It's only just holding on. I might put another washer in there, see if I can tighten it up. Alright, so that second washer's done the trick. It stopped the bowl rotating. So these will now rinse in borax overnight because it's getting late. And then in the morning we'll take them out and most likely send them through the ultrasonic cleaners, stage 6 of the 4-stage process, and then we'll check them out. I did have a sneak peek at some of the peanut wood and it's come up really nice, really glossy, but we'll see that in the morning. Good night, rocks. Alright, next morning these have been bouncing around in borax for about 7 hours. Switch this off. So the reason that water's milky is because that's polish that was caught in cracks and stuff and it's been washed out by the borax. As far as I know, that's what it is. Maybe not. Alright, so here's our peanut wood, fresh out of the borax rinse, along with this, I don't know, blue quartz I'm calling it, that I picked up recently. But yeah, the peanut wood always comes out nice and glossy. Well, petrified wood comes out nice and glossy. This is the first big batch of peanut wood I've done. But yeah, obviously it comes out the same as petrified wood, very glossy. You'd have to do something pretty wrong, I think, not for it to be glossy. So yeah, these will all now go into the ultrasonic cleaners. It's just, they're always going to benefit from having an ultrasonic clean. There'll always be little areas of, I don't know, polish, muck, caught up in the cracks and stuff that will come out in the ultrasonic. So it's something I do all the time now, whether they look like they need it or not. So we'll start these up. It can get a bit noisy. That first lot in the ultrasonic was a bit boring. There wasn't much polish or muck came off them, so I picked out a few holy rocks which are more inclined to hang on to the polish, to hopefully give a better example of why you'd use the ultrasonic cleaner. So there's rocks in there, there's rocks in there. I'm about to press start. It'll probably interfere with sound. Let's have a look. Alright, so here's the latest batch of peanut wood, along with that bluey, grey, browny, quartzy type rock that I discovered. And that's glossed up pretty well. The peanut wood, I expected it would gloss nicely because it's a petrified wood, and petrified wood always comes up nice. So what I'll do is I will pick out some of the nicer bits and make a bit of a slideshow. And also, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, I always appreciate a bit of encouragement in the way of subscriptions, likes, and I particularly enjoy comments and replying to comments of what people think about my rocks. So that's it for this video, besides for the slideshow. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.